Hello there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to Messing About with a Narrowboat. This episode is a straightforward continuation of last week's because we just ran out of time and it was quite a long video. So we've painted the sides and the gunnels of the boat, first coat. The sides now need to be sanded and we'll get the second coat on. And we've got to paint the tiller arm, which I completely forgot about. And we are still dodging showers, so let's get sanding. So a bit of a recap. Last episode we painted gunnels with 2-pack epoxy paint, and we put the first coat on the side, a deep vibrant blue. It's lovely, called tartan blue. So not quite had 24 hours to dry yet, but I'm going to start sanding it back very lightly with 320 grit, maybe 400, we'll see how it goes. Just to flatten it, because it's first coat, there's a few roller lines and things on it, so we'll flatten it off and then we'll get started on the second coat. And the weather forecast was supposed to be thunderstorms and showers today, which is why we were chasing in the last episode, but really, apart from a few spits and spots, that heavy rain has not transpired. So sanding today, I think that's all we can do. It's definitely dry tomorrow and the day after, and that will be the time when we do the second coats, because it was going to take me all day to sand this thing again. I started sanding this side. I tell you what though, I'm pretty exhausted, and hand sanding is seriously hard work. And the forecast rain has started to arrive. We'll see how long it lasts. Plus my neighbour said, is it okay if they do some sanding? So, you know, fair dues, they let me paint yesterday, I'll let them sand today. So in reality, I'm not really sanding, I am deglossing. So I'm taking the shiny bit off so that the next coat has got a good key on. And where I see them, if there's a couple of little roller marks or runs or any kind of light imperfections, I will sand them off. Oh, I need a break. That's exhausting. About halfway through. So last night when I went home, my arms were red with sunburn. Today, they're blue. I'm clogging up the shower tonight. Boy oh boy, 3 hours it's taken me. 3 hours to degloss the boat. Epoxy paint is quite hard when it dries. Time for a break. Give the other side a sand down. I need to give it a wipe down as well. Quick update. I'm halfway through the starboard side, but I am considerably slower. I really am a bit exhausted. And the starboard side is a lot more roller lines. I must have been really tired when I was getting to the end of it last night. Finished. It's taken me 6 hours to degloss the boat. 6 6 hours. I'm shattered. I was going to try and put the first coat on the tiller arm before I went home, but I'm so shattered, and it's almost 6 p.m. so yeah, I think that's enough for today. The good thing is there's a train coming. The good thing is that oh, for goodness sakes. The good thing is that the forecast thunderstorms that were supposed to happen today didn't really happen. It was a bit of a shower at one point. So I've managed to get all of that done, and I've now got a day in hand, which is brilliant, brilliant. Well, it seems somebody has switched off the heater. It's a bit cold today. It's only 11 degrees Celsius, so it's not quite warm enough to put paint on. I have to think about something else to do. So I think I'll take the opportunity and do a little bit of tidying up. Get rid of that. All my sanding paper just been thrown about while I've been working. We'll tidy all of that up. Just a general clear the floor a bit, and then what I think I'll do is I'll put a coat of paint on the rubbing strake where I painted it just on the edge. When I took the masking tape off, it lifted some of the paint, so it doesn't need to be that pretty. So I'm thinking that because of the colder weather, the paint won't be as glossy, so I just want to make sure that the temperatures come up to where they need to be for a good quality gloss coat, which is probably tomorrow. Might have lost the day. Well, sometime later, I've got the second coat on the starboard side. There's been no crane movements or nothing kicking up dust today, and the temperature picked up. It's beginning to drop again, so I'm not going to do the port side. It's getting late, but also temperature wise, the lower the temperature, the less glossy the paint is. I might do a third thinned top coat without sanding anything, just run over it as a kind of thin. Well, somebody put some money in the meter and the heat's back, but this second coat's not so good. It's a little patchy. I must have been really tired. Yeah, it's going to need a third coat. I can see I missed bits. It's not as good. Rushed, I think. Right, time for the big wipe down, and let's get going. It'll take me 3 hours. There we are, another 3 hours later, second coat on. And a new boat has arrived this morning, so there was a little bit of crane movement, so that finished. And then we wiped up, but they started jet washing it and started to grind it, and the boss came down and said stop it, because I was painting the boat, which I am extremely grateful for. That's some of the masking tape off from the bow. There's a few, if you look very closely, there's a few tiny little bleed marks. But once this is all dry, properly dry, like days dry, I can go around the edge with a tiny little brush or a little bit of sandpaper or something, just clean that up. Time for some lunch. So one of the guys at the yard said my paint was a bit thick, which is why I've got some of the patches on this side. So I'm going to thin it out quite a lot. He said about the consistency of single cream is what you want. The data sheet said thin it 5-10%, which is what I did, but it probably needs to go up to about 20%. So I'm going to take his advice, because they do it all the time, and I'll make it consistency of single cream. So another 6 hour day over, and I've got the third coat on the starboard side. It's 5 p.m. on a Friday night it is time for a gallon of coffee, and then we'll just let all of that go a bit tacky, and then I can close the boat up. Might actually hang about a bit and take some of the masking tape off. That would be exciting. And I was thinking, before I go home, I could paint the 3 black bands on the tiller. But frankly, I've barely got enough strength in my arm to lift this phone. Oh, my arm aches. Now, on the plus side of all of this work, at least I've got a pre-holiday tan. See what? That's quite a tan. It's not quite the same on this arm, but yeah, looks like I've been driving along with my arm out the window. And I just realised I forgot to do the 3rd coat on the stern taff. I've got nothing left in my arm. It's not going to happen today. It's just not going to happen. It will need to wait until I do the 2nd coat on the port, or the 3rd coat on the port side. Now, I've said it before. You know, it just goes to show why having your boat painted by someone is so expensive. It's just taking so long. I've been 10-hour days every day this week, sanding and painting and sanding and painting. 6 hours to paint the whole boat every day, or 6 hours to sand it and 6 hours to paint it. So it takes a serious amount of time. So what's left to do? Well, 3rd coat on the port, and now 3rd coat on the stern. Although I was looking at it and it's I could cut corners really. And then we'll take all the masking tape off. I think it's going to be raining for most of next week, so we're going to have to go down on Sunday. It looks like the best day, and I can get that 3rd coat on. The other things remaining to do are inside the lockers, so inside the gas locker, inside the stern locker, inside the bow locker, but I'm not going to do them for a while. I'll wait till the school holidays come along, and then I'll shove my grandson into the bow locker and go, right, here you go, paint. He'll love it. Come and see Grandad, here's a paintbrush. Couldn't resist. Yep, just couldn't resist. That looks absolutely brilliant. So we're back at the boat on a Sunday afternoon. Yesterday it was raining all day, quite heavy. This morning it was raining, so the ground's a bit damp. I've been a bit worried about doing the 3rd coat on this side. It will definitely need a wipe down. It's full of dust. But I was a bit worried about doing it today, but it really got no choice. If I don't do it today, I won't be able to do it for at least 30 days. In which case I would have to sand the whole thing back down again to provide a key for the 3rd coat. And it's only this side. It's a bit windy today. It is reasonably warm. The temperature of the steel is good, so it will dry fairly quickly, or at least touch dry, before the next batch of rains come in tomorrow morning. Yep, well, let's crack on with that. I've got no choice. Hey, well, that was a bit slippy and a bit dirty. I've just started and my arm's like, oh no, not again, what are you up to? Stop it. I've also had to put myself into patience mode because my desire to get it done is kind of overriding my desire to make a good finish. So I've had to go, stop, settle your head, settle your speed, slow and steady. So about 45 minutes in, I'm about a third of the way through, and it's time to change the roller. I find that no matter how often you kind of clean them on the journey, after a while they just get sticky and they're just not applying the paint evenly. So I usually go through about three rollers a side, so get about a third of the boat done on one roller. Well, that's it. I got the final coat on. That took me 2.5 hours. There's a bit of a gentle breeze, so it's helping to kind of air dry, touch dry the paint, which is great because I want to get it touch dry, and then I'll take the masking tape off. Time for a break. A gallon of coffee. Yeah, so 2.5 hours. And I thinned it out a bit as well, which kind of sped it up a little, but you got to make sure that you're pretty careful with any wet edge, with any gaps, with any runs. So probably a bit more cautious with the thinner paint. We'll let it go touch dry. So I've got to find something to do for 2.5 hours. Nah. Nah. My challenge was to get the painting done during May, and we are at the back end of May. It's the bank holiday tomorrow, the May bank holiday, so very last days of May, and we've managed it. We've got the job done, and I couldn't be happier. It's a brilliant colour. I am proud of myself for taking the time to prep. The prep is a critical thing, because once that gloss goes on, it shows up every single bump, every single flaw. So prep is it, and it has taken us a long time to do the painting. Just the sides and the gunnels has taken me, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. So just goes to show. But yeah, really pleased with myself. And we're not finished yet, really. There's a good few things still to do. The priority one would be putting anti-slip coating on the gunnel so that you're walking along, you don't go flying off. So the way that works is it's a coat of paint, put in some sand or anti-slip material as I've got, and then let that dry, clean it all off, brush it, vacuum it up, any residual bits off, and then put another coat on. So that's another, 3 days because of the drying time in between. So I need to find a point where there's 3 days of decent weather, and there absolutely isn't now until we go away on holiday. So that's going to have to wait for a month. The inside of the lockers, as I said earlier, needs to be done, but I'll definitely wait for grandson to be on school holidays for that one. It doesn't need to be mega pretty, it's in a cupboard, but it does need to be done for protection. And I need to put some anti-slip on the roof as well. Just need to make sure with that I don't put the anti-slip on where the solar panels are going to be stuck down onto, because they won't stick. So that means a bit of measuring, a bit of careful judging where it's going to go. Don't think we'll need a lot on the roof, but you need it because on the roof, if you're going into locks, you need to walk on the roof to get up the ladder, or walk on the roof to get the centre line ropes. You don't want to be skidding in either wet or, in the winter it could be a bit slippy. So you do need the anti-skid on the roof. So that's another job that will get done at some point before the winter. Yeah, so still to come, part 11 and 12 of painting your bloody boat. I think I'm going to have a couple of days break. It's been pretty much 14 days non-stop doing this, and I'm a bit bushed. Roma came down and we got quite a lot of the masking tape off, but it's getting late, and there's a lot of sticky stuff. This is what happens when you don't take masking tape off for days. It just sticks. Well, that's another 6-hour day. We've got the painting finished.
You did. You did well. You did well. Got it painting.
And we've got some of the masking tape off, but it's just taken so long. Train.
Yeah, it's the residue from the masking tape that's the problem.
Yeah, because if you know, masking tape on for more than a few days, and it's terrible. Plus, it's been hot, so all the glue's just really sticky.
Yeah.
So I'll get a bottle of sticky stuff remover, and just go through and do that whenever. So I think we're going to wrap up. Oh, no.
We'll see.
We were at Crick yesterday.
What a brilliant day.
Which was a bit surreal. So we've been spending lots of money in buying the next stuff for the next set of work packets. So we bought the diesel heater and batteries and stuff.
We'll look at sofa beds and...
So that was exciting, looking at furniture.
Yes, it was.
But a whole bunch of people came up and said hello to us, which was a bit surreal.
And very nice.
But brilliant.
Very nice to meet you.
And it was, if we talked to you, thanks very much. And we had a nice wee chat, and it was good. But it's a bit weird that people come up and recognise us.
It is, yeah.
Nice. And yes, really we do the vlog, but yeah, it was it just goes to show that we do this vlog, and people watch it, and we know people watch it, but actually they really are, and people come up and say hello and say nice things to us, and that was really nice. We really appreciated it. We're YouTube stars. No.
Okay, don't get
No.
Yeah.
So, look, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and we are away now for 4 weeks. So I've got a couple of videos in hand, but we are away. Our son is, you're probably aware now, getting married. We're quite excited. We haven't been in a big holiday for a little while.
So we're off to...
So I'm going to pop in during the week, not for very long, because we've just got so much to do. We haven't even planned the itinerary yet for Japan.
No, we haven't. So
where we're going to visit this time and book things. So until next time.
Bye for now.